According to the Department of Homeland Security's website, a new policy granted additional protections for those in the country illegally. The policy makes it clear that law enforcement cannot apprehend illegal immigrants in sensitive zones.
When you're putting out, promoting on websites by the very law enforcement agencies who's charged to enforce immigration laws, saying that there are safe zones, in fact, not just sanctuary cities, but actual safe zones in every community across the entire United States of America, including hospitals, churches, different places of employment, actual parades, protests, marches. So if you have a group of illegals that are protesting against the government, that are here illegally demanding additional rights or benefits or monies, there's no enforcement. And that's like me as a sheriff saying, well, if you're at this house or at this business or if you're in this building, we will not arrest you.
He said the new policy affects morale.
This gravely harms morale. We have law enforcement officers, our Border Patrol, they are heroes. These are men and women who signed up to enforce the laws, and they have told me that they feel handcuffed.
Nevertheless, legal experts like Jonathan Turley contend that President Obama is basically granting civil liberties to non-Americans when Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution states Congress has the exclusive power to dictate immigration law. But with the presidential politics in full swing, Americans shouldn't expect to see any major changes on immigration reform anytime soon.
All right, Incendio 6 News contributor Kimberly Dvorak is here with more. First off, I just want to start with, why would the department approve this in the first place? There's got to be some positives.
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly I don't think that, they intended to, go after, people who are in the hospital or attending a wedding or things of that nature. But I think also that, when you speak to law enforcement, this kind of has the unintended consequence. It's hindering people who are breaking the law in essence in this country. And a great example of this is, single moms rely on their payments from their exes, their spouses, and sometimes law enforcement has to get involved to make sure that they're getting their payments paid. Otherwise, taxpayers come in and pick up the check so the mothers can take care of these children. So someone like that, if they're in the country unlawfully, then they may not get picked up. However, if you are in the country legally, you can get picked up for the very same thing. So I think that there are some unintended consequences. And what you heard the sheriff talk about is that the government has the 10th Amendment, which dictates rights and how the states enforce law. And they feel that the state has come in and added an additional burden on the folks that are in this country illegally. So, there are other ways to look at it. I mean, nobody wants to go and, raid people at, when they're at a bus stop or something like that. However, the way it's written, the unintended consequence is just that. So it's not that they're looking out to round people up. So, it's a difficult choice, and it's difficult when you get involved in this, but it also highlights why we need Congress to get involved and actually make it crystal clear as to what we're going to do.
All right, Kimberly, thank you so much. Always helpful.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. See you next weekend.